This is lesson 5.6, use partial quotients to divide by two-digit numbers. It is found on pages 235 through 238 in your workbooks. So got a little bit of a sad story to tell you. A friend of mine named David lost his ID. Yeah, David lost his ID. Now we just call him Dave. Moving along. So in this lesson, we're going to use an area model and partial quotients to divide, and hopefully at the end of the lesson, you can do it on your own. So in our look back, it wants us to use the area model to find the quotient. Let's go ahead and do that. So if I took 100 out of it, I would put 10 here. 10 times 10 is 100. How much do I have left? 80. So how many 10s can fit in 80? That's right, 8. So in this one I would put 80. It would be 8, and it would add 10 plus 8. I would have 18. Alright, so in our look ahead, we're going to use an area model to find 180 divided by 15 and explain how you solved. The first thing I'm going to do is make a model that's 18 by 10. That would be 180. So let me show you that. So here's my 10 by 18. So now I need to take how many out? Well, 10 times 15. See, I'm dividing by 15. So I'm doing 10 times 15. And then 20 times 15, that'd be 300. Because, right, 1 times 15 is 15. 2 times 15 is 30. If I do the powers of 10, I add the 0 in the end. So 150 is 15 times 10. Alright, so I'm going to take 150 out of it. So there's my 150. Well, what am I going to have left if I subtract 150 from 180? I'm going to have 30. And how many times 15 is 30? 2. So let me put my 10 here. And then 2 times 15 is 30. So 12. And here's how I would explain that. I drew a 15 by 10 rectangle and a 15 by 2 rectangle for a total area of 180. 10 plus 2 equals 12, so the quotient is 12. So that's how you do an area model. Alright, let's go to our key concept. Use partial quotients to divide. In our example, we find the quotient 372 divided by 12. They are estimating 360 divided by 12 equals 30. So, you know what we do, they say 360 divided by 12, we do 12 times 30. 12 times 30 equals 360, they subtract, and then we do 12 times 1 equals 12. Right? So we do it a little different from them, but it's basically the same strategy. We just use multiplication instead of division. So 372 divided by 12 is 31. They do add up the partial quotients that they multiply by. Actually, they divide by, we multiply. Alright, let's do some in-class practice. Alright, so 176 divided by 16, well, something divided by 16, right? What are we going to do there? Let's do it by 10. So 16 times 10, we're going to say equals 160. They're subtracting, get 16. Well, 16 times 1 equals 16. They get 0. So we've got 11. 11. Alright, so they do 10, 160, 1 at 16. Right? They do 10 by 16 to get 160, 1 by 16 to get 16. Alright, so we do 13 times 10 is going to be 130. We subtract to get 52. 13 times 4 is going to be 52, so we get 14. 14. All right. I am going to do number 3 with you, and I want you to do number 4 on your own. Right, so I'm thinking 17 divided into 204. Well, I can do 10 times 17. What's that going to equal? 170. So I got 170. 4, 3, so that's 34. 2 times 17 is going to be 34. So we got 12. 12. See what I did? 10 times 17 is 170. That's where we get our 170. Right? Because I know that it can go in there at least 10 times. And then 2 times 17 is 34. Right? Alright, so on number 4, go ahead and do that on your own, and then we'll go over it. Alright, so 16 into 224. Well, we've got 10 times 16, 160. And then, what is it, 4 times 16? Right? 16 times 4, 4 times 6 is 24. Carry that 2, 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 64. So, 10 plus 4 is 14. Alright? Try number 5 and then we'll go over it. Alrighty, so 15, 225. Well, I know that 10 times 15 is going to be 150. 5, 7, 0. 5 times 15 is 75, right? Right? 25, 2 plus 5 is 7, so 75. So, 15. Alright, get some more practice in here. Number 6 should be pretty easy for you because it's a power of 10. Right? Go ahead and do that real quick and we'll go over it. Yeah, 19 divided by 19 is 1 with 1 0 left. Alright, number 7, do that and we'll go over it. So 18 into 414. Well, 2 times 18 is 36, right? So 20 times 18 is going to be 360. 54, and I know that 3 times 18 is 54, right? 18 times 3, 3 times 8 is 4, or 24. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5, so 3 times 18, so we've got 23. 23. Alrighty, number 8. Solve that one and we'll go over it. Alright, so 403 divided by 13. 30 times 13 is going to be 390. Because 3 times 13 is 39. So 390, 313. Oh, and then we just have 1. It's going to be 31. So let me do part of this dig deeper with you, and then you can do the other part. Alright, so write 2 related division equations represented by the area model. Well, I know that 10 times 10 is 100. What makes 70 when you multiply it by 10? Yeah, 7. 7. Goodness, let me make that 7 look a little better there. If we add all these together, we're going to have 272. If we divide it by 16, we'll get 17. Alright, so this next one should be easy for you if you understand what you can do with these numbers. So go ahead and do that and then we'll go over it. Hope you saw that it could be 272 divided by 17 equals 16. Let's go ahead and stop there for the day. We'll stop there for the day and start on number 10 tomorrow. This is day 2 of lesson 5.6. Use partial quotients to divide by 2-digit numbers. It is found on pages 235 through 238 in your workbook, and today we're going to be on page 237. So I'm wondering, what is the difference between a well-dressed man on a tricycle and a poorly dressed man on a bicycle? Let me say that again. What is the difference between a well-dressed man on a tricycle and a poorly dressed man on a bicycle? Attire. Attire. Get it? No? Well, maybe you can go back later and listen to it, and maybe you'll get it then. But until then, we're going to move along. All right, number 10, 11, and 12 wants us to complete each equation, then match each division equation with its related multiplication equation, right? So we're going to relate multiplication with one of these division problems over here. So these multiplications are going to match one of these division problems. All right, I'm going to do a couple with you, then you're going to do the rest on your own and match them. All right, so 12 times something is 180. Well, in order to get that, I'm going to divide 180 by 12 to get the answer that I need. Because remember, division is multiplication inverted. All right, so I know I can do it 10 times 12. That's going to be 120. 5 times 12 is what? Yeah, half of that. 60. So we're going to have 15. So 12 times 15 is 180. And then this one here is a multiple of 10 problem. So 18 divided by 1 is 18 with no zeros. All right, you do the next 4 and then match them. And then we'll go over them. Well, I hope you saw that 11 was a power of 10. Just needed to do 10 times 18. 180 divided by 15, or divided by something, is 15. If I take 180, not 10. 180 and divide it by 15. You can do it 10. 10 times 15 is 150. It's going to be 30. Well, 2 times 15 is 30. So we're going to have 12. So 180 divided by 12 is 15. Alright, and 12 times 18. 8 times 2 is 16. Carry that one. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 1 is 96. Drop my 0 and put my 12 there. It's going to be 216. Well, 18 times 12, got the inverse there. That's going to be 216. So what's going to match? Yep, this one and this one, this one and this one, and these two. So 13 and 14, we've seen these before, but these will actually have to do some division on, but that's okay because they're mainly math facts. I mean, I should be able to do half of 32, right? That's going to be 16. 45 divided by 45 is 1 with 1 0. That's larger, right? 45 divided by 9 is 5, no zeros. 42 divided by 35, not 42, but 420. 420 divided by 35. Go ahead and do that one, and then we'll go over it. So, get 10 times 35, 350. 350, Mr. Pingburn. 0, 12, 70. Well, 2 times 35 is 70, isn't it? Isn't 2 times 35 70? Right? So that's going to be 12, 70, and 0. Right? Now, also, we should have also known that if we do 10 times 35, it's going to be 350, so we should know that this one is going to be bigger, really, without even doing this. Yeah, I just wanted to give you some practice there. Alright, so number 15 is which one doesn't belong. We're going to complete each equation and then circle the equation that does not belong. Alright? So I want you to solve all 4 of them. Circle the equation that does not belong. And if you're correct, you could earn a Jolly Rancher, okay? Go ahead and do those, and then we'll go over them. Alright, so 18 times 22. 2 times 8 is 16. Carry that 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Of course, if you knew that 2 times 18 is 36, you could have just done that real quick, huh? 396. Alright, so 396. Well, I know that 396, check this out. I know that 396 divided by 18. How do I know that's going to be 22? Because I did it just right here. 18 times 22. I know that's going to be 22, right? Because if I do 20, it's going to be 360 with 36, and then 2, it's going to be 36. Just to show you there. And then look at this one. If I do 396 divided by 22, it's going to equal 18. It's going to equal 18. But you know what? I'm going to show you my work anyway. 396, 22. So I can do it 10 times. That's going to be 220. 6, 7, 176. And we're trying to make it 18, right? So I'm going to try 8. 22 times 8. Yeah, 8 times 2 is 16. Carry that 1. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus 1 is 17. Told you. It's going to 396 divided by 22 is 18. And then 792 divided by 18. Did you circle that one? Yeah, that was the one that doesn't belong. But we are going to divide it anyway. Well, if 2 times 18 is 36, then 4 times 18 is going to be 720. 720. 2 and 7. And we know that 4 times 18 then is 72. So that's going to be 44. Yeah, this one doesn't belong. Well, let's get number 16 because I want to put that on one of your reviews. Now let's go ahead and go and connect this to real life. So our example is a test prep. At a wildlife preserve, the floor of the exercise space for a desert tortoise has an area of 156 square feet and a width of 12 feet. What is the length of the floor? So 12 times the length is 156. That's the formula for area. So they're dividing 156 by 12 and getting 13, even though they didn't show their work. I'm going to show the work real quick. Let's do that real quick. So 156, 12, I can do it in there 10 times. That's going to be 126, and 3 times 12 is 36. See, it doesn't take much to do your work, to show that work. That's how they got the 13. Yeah, let's make sure we're showing our work, like on number 17. All right, go ahead and read that and solve it, and then we'll go over it. Alright, so 288 divided by 16. Well, I know I can put it in there 10 times. I gotta go way down here. 10 times. Can I put it in there 20? No, that'd be 320. So 160. Got 8, 2, and 1. 128. I'm at 6 and 8. Why am I thinking 6 and 8? Well, 8 times 6 is 48. I'm going to try that. Because also, it's pretty close to 10. To being 10 times 6, 16. Alright, so 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 1 is 8. Plus 4 is 12. 128. 18. Look at that. So 18 feet. 18 feet. Alright. Go ahead and read and solve number 18 and then we'll go over it. Alright, a typical soccer field has a playing area of 9,000 square yards and a width of 75 yards. What is the length of the soccer field? Well, I know that 75 times something is going to be 9,000, right? So I just need to take 9,000 and divide it by 75 to get my length. So 9,000 and 75. Alright. Well, I know I can put it in there 100 times because 100 times 75 is going to be 7,500. I get 0, 0, 10, 8, I got 5, and 1. Well, 2 times 75 is 150, isn't it? 2 times 75 and 20 times 75 is 1,500. Put my 0 there. 120 yards. Yeah, it takes a lot of our multiplication skills, our division fact skills, multiplication fact skills, subtraction, addition skills, all the skills that we use in long division. Alright, let's go over our learning target. Use an area model and partial quotients to divide. Hopefully you can do that. And you can explain how to use a model. You can write partial quotients for a division problem. And you could add those partial quotients to find a quotient. Hopefully you can do that on your own. And if you're number 2, don't worry about it. I love you. I will be glad to help you. Just ask. And if you're number 4, you can help your peers figure this out. Well, all right. Y'all have a good one.